Hello, beautiful ones. I am sorry to have abandoned you for that Mercury and Pisces season, but it was a lot. So I went to Thailand and I went to California, and Miss Scarlett was well taken care of. And I finished my last module of Kundalini training, so it was just a lot of stuff going on last month. And if I'd planned it out better, I would have made videos and posted them better, but I didn't. And so we're meeting up again on this Libra and full moon. And it's kind of like we get that to try it again, because that's where we left off, was the full moon in Libra. So this is the second Libra moon, and just wanting to kind of, before we actually start this time, I'd like to kind of tune in and call in some guides. And so just taking a moment here and calling in the highest vibrations to come through for the collective consciousness, calling in angels, archangels, ascended masters. Filter through me any information that needs to be known. So the first thing I got with Libra full moon is that this is our second go around with a relationship. So maybe there might be something that's ending, or starting off on a new foot. The sun is in Aries still. And so it is about us, and it is about the initiation that we take into our own lives, initiating ourselves. But the moon over here is our partner, and it's our filter, and this is what we see, and we see through relationship. And so we're seeing through, it's easiest for us to understand things right now. Scarlett, you can get up here, with that relationship. And so old relationships that aren't really serving you, I guess she's going to be down here. Old relationships that aren't really serving you, anything that's like, you're taking, I'm getting this vision of like a suitcase, and you're packing your bag, and you can only bring so much stuff on this next part of the journey, and what you need to let go of. And I've been going through that with, just going through my house and doing some spring cleaning, and, posting stuff for sale if like anyone, needs anything. And then, clearing out so that it can make room for more amazing and spectacular things. But you have to let the old stuff go. So we're shining a light on those relationships, and the important ones we take with us, and we let the other ones go, and it'll be a really spectacular journey if you're able to do that. If you're still attaching yourself to things, then that's going to be a little bit more difficult when the universe says, okay, it's time to go, and you don't have enough room, you don't have enough arms to carry all the things that you want to take. So start looking at that now. And we have Venus is still going to be in Pisces for this one, but she is like a degree or two behind Mercury, which just went into Aries today, actually, which is kind of funny because, I'm doing this video and I was like, I have to wait till Mercury's out of Pisces. Like, I had just so much information that was coming through, and then I had to integrate myself. And so there's only a couple degrees separating Venus from Mercury from Chiron. And Chiron is that wounded healer that just went into Aries. A beginning of that new cycle. This kind of, I feel like this moon is saying to us, are you sure? Are you sure you want to take that? Like your last chance to check or check any luggage or whatever. Are you sure you want to take this? Is it going to be over limit? So Chiron, as we've talked about before, is the wounded healer, and just gone into Aries in March. And that was for the first time in over 50 years. So last time I was there was the civil rights era. And, you know, learning about our autonomy and the things that we don't like about ourselves. And then that gets projected outwardly, judgments that we have and the need to heal those. You know, you see a lot of things about going on with something that just came to mind was like women's bodies, and, you know, women not being totally secure about their bodies. They want to be the stick model or something like that. And like, that's just the patriarchy, which is the South Node that's stuck between, and it's kind of reminds me of being in jail. The South Node is in jail between Saturn and Pluto right now. And so this is kind of the way that things were. And, you know, that's starting to shift, and the North Node is in Cancer. And it's like, well, I love this body. I love this body like so much. And I can respect it, and I can use it's my temple. And when we start to respect our bodies, then that's when that real healing kind of comes through. But that's a different example. I got sidetracked there. But healing any judgments we have about the external, the internal, and coming into that love and knowing. I've been reading The Untethered Soul as well, and that's a really amazing book about I am not separate. Like any egoic thoughts or thoughts that I have that seem separate to me, they're not separate. They are me. So we have also, thank God Mercury's in Aries. That's all I have to say about that. And then they're kind of all clumped together. So we will be having this really healing weekend, I believe. And then Jupiter is retrograde, just went retrograde. And that I like to think of as there's been so much expansion since Jupiter went into Sagittarius. And now it's time for, same deal, take that expansion inwardly, but you can't take everything that's happened out here inwardly. You have to decide, what am I going to integrate into myself, and what do I need to let go of? That wasn't like a super important experience for me. So this is like, you know, the Jupiter expansion planet kind of coming in and expanding inwardly, contracting outwardly. We've had a lot of information put in front of us, especially with this big Mercury retrograde that was in Pisces. So being aware of the journey that you're going to embark on, the goal that you have, and what can you bring on that journey? What are you going to need to let go of? Imagine it's happening right now. Like that's the best way to imagine it. Like, I have to pack, I'm leaving tomorrow, what do I bring? I remember when I was younger that, this is kind of a weird memory that just came up, but I remember one of my best friends in high school, Dana, her mother said if there was ever a fire in the house, that the one thing that she would take would be her photo albums. And I was like, that's a really good one, because you can't replace those, right? Like old photo albums. So yeah, what are you going to take on this journey? What are you going to take when we, go into this? We're going into a yin period, because when the moon gets full, it begins to immediately contract. It's reached its peak of brightness, and then we immediately contract. So our magic is going to be happening. I've been talking about this on my Instagram. If you don't follow me, at Yogi Berry, Barrie. And what I've been talking about is like, there's magic in your intention, and there's magic in action. So yin phase would be magic in receiving, and then formulating your intention there, and then bringing that intention over. I like to think of a reflection, like it comes in through the right brain, gets reflected over to the left, and then projected out the third eye. I don't know why, that's just me. But definitely, there's magic in both of those things. And so we are Taurus. We've been in Aries. Sun has been in Aries. And so there are planets that are going to come through Aries. So there are going to be certain parts of you that want to be extroverted, that want to be that yang kind of magic. But for a lot of us, there's going to be this next couple weeks is that yin. Well, the whole Taurus is the earth sign, and that's a yin sign. So we're in the receiving mode. We're kind of going to take it a little bit slower, which I will be happy to do, I tell you. But I don't want to make this too long. So I'm going to get just a couple cards because I realized before that the way that I was doing this was just like super duper long for you and for me. So, you know, maybe some will be a little bit longer and some will be a little bit shorter, but you know, we definitely want to keep this at a nice length, let's say. All right, so let's talk about collective consciousness for the Libra full moon, April 19th, 6:12 a.m. Energy is fluid. Whenever you need to watch this video, it might relate at a different time. What does the collective conscious need to know? What does the collective unconscious need to know? Oh, there's almost one there. The Magician. I'm also decided to use my laptop so I can see what's going on. So, the Magician, the Alchemist. We should all read The Alchemist. I need to read The Alchemist. After I'm done this Untethered Soul, I'm going back to it. So we have all the things here. We have air, which is the sword. We have the pentacle, which is the earth. The chalice is the water, and the wand is the fire. And so with this card for this Libra full moon, we are changing. We're changing from our view of relationships and our relationship to the external world. Let me... On the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Swords. Meditate. I think I'm getting this a lot for people. Four of Swords, to meditate. And let's just cut the deck and see what's in the middle. Nine of Pentacles. This is a really good reading, guys. Oh wait, no, sorry. It's funny that I saw the Nine of Pentacles, but this is actually the Six of Pentacles. Because Nine of Pentacles is a wish coming true, and Six of Pentacles is actually victory. It's balance. It's coming into balance. We have actually all balanced here. I mean, except for the Magician, which is a 1, and then we have 6 and then 4. Really, 1, 4, 6. And that equals an 11. So that's mastery. And let's just get one more. This is the Enchanted Map by, call it, Baron Reed. And she's awesome. So we'll get one card for the collective. Oh, we got 2 cards. Strength and Protecting Treasure. So strength, $44, and protecting treasure. So what I'm seeing here, 44, also a master number because it's divisible by 11, and also an 8 if you add it together, so it's the infinity sign. So it's like having that strength. I feel like this protecting treasure here, there's 2 separate meanings. One is going to refer to one meaning, and for one set of people, you're holding on to too much stuff and you're not going to be able to take it all with you. So the thing is that nothing is ever really lost either. You can let go and you'll live and you'll be fine, and you never really lose those important things. Even when you do physically, you don't ever lose the memory of it. It's always it's there. It's a moment that exists within eternity. Think about, if you thought, I don't know, I just got this vision of the internet and those big rooms with like all this data being filtered through, and it's like none of it ever goes away. Isn't that crazy? Like they all have all of this stuff, like all the things that you do on your computer, it's like they all are going in somewhere. And it's kind of like that. Like you can always go back to that moment, but why are we going back? We need to be going forward. That's what this journey is all about. That's what this strength is all about. So it's okay. It's okay to let go and to find that love, that playfulness, that joy within yourself, and then bring it out to that relationship. Yeah, it's a beautiful time. So I hope this new moon, or not new moon, full moon is awesome for you. I'm so sorry. I'm going to try to be better about being more consistent. And yeah, I hope you all have an amazing next couple weeks, and we'll see you for the new moon. Namaste.